tonight on Colonial Sports Center. Good evening, everyone. Happy 2025, and welcome to another fantastic, wonderful, absolutely perfect year, because that's what it's going to be, of Colonial Sports Center. My name is Casey Irwine. Joining me is Amir Keesley. Amir, it's been a long, 5-6 weeks off, but we are back, and Colonial Sports right now is better than ever, Amir.
Yes, it is, especially with men's basketball. But do you want to know something, Casey? You know why I'm dressed up in all black today?
Why?
Because RMU just took IU-Indy down. And let me tell you what, that was a beatdown, Casey.
How bad of a beatdown?
Oh, it was bad.
How bad?
About 50-some points, Casey.
I heard over 100 points tonight is what I'm hearing, Amir.
Hey,
over 100 points on this game. And, that's not all. There's women's basketball as well coming up later. But right now, this game, Amir,
I thought it was amazing. I mean, 106 points, Casey. That is insane, especially for RMU basketball. So we had Amarion Dickerson with 18 points and 6 rebounds. He's been a bright spot this season. Cam Woods with 17 points, 3 steals. I call him Mr. Reliable. And then Ishmael Platt. This is the surprising right here. 13 points and 11 rebounds and a double-double. You can't beat that. And listen to this. This is the Colonials' 6th straight win, Casey. Tell me about that.
I mean, it's just a fantastic run of games for this team. It's a great, it's a lot of new faces this year, and it has been fantastic. Double IU Indy's points in this game. But at the UPMC Event Center tonight was our guy, Joey Jermasik. He's joining us right now. Joey, let's just start it off. What was the best part about this game? What really clicked for this Colonials offense?
The Colonials came back to the UMPC Event Center tonight with one thing on their mind, and that was to get their win streak rolling again. They shot 52% from the field, with shooting 44.3% from three, with 80% from the field. Two impressive numbers that they had were 32 bench points that they had tonight, and then 48 points in the paint. This is the Colonials' 6th win in a row, and for the first time since 2020 have they reached this number, back when they were in the NEC. And back for IU Indy tonight, they did not have too hot of a night, shooting 34.5% from the field, 13.6% from three, and they now fall to 7-16. This weekend they take on Youngstown State, while the Colonials take on Wright State to improve their win streak to 7 games. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Joey, for the coverage on that one. I mean, just a fantastic night for Colonials basketball.
Casey.
At home. They get that 6th win in a row. And, Amir, I know you're going to talk about more now. We just talked about 6 wins in a row, first time since 2020. This hot streak has just been something incredible for Andy Toole's team.
It has, and I think this might be the game-changing move that they needed. I mean, look in the offseason, Andy Toole completely cleared the slate, bring back a whole new coaching staff, and then look, they're having a phenomenal season, going on a 6-game winning streak, Casey. That's amazing. And I think that this team could be a dark horse candidate to get to the March Madness playoffs here. I think that would be amazing for this school and just for the fan base. I mean, you got some loyal Colonial fans out there.
I mean, yeah, right now, everything for this team is clicking. The Horizon League right now it seems the Colonials are finally finding out what it's like to really compete in this league. It's been a struggle year after year once they joined, but right now this team, it's looking really good. And you say, you might see them in March Madness. They could be a dark horse, seriously, in the Horizon League tournament. If they can keep this momentum going and keep this chemistry that they have, you never know what could happen.
And I think this win right here tonight, this will put the Horizon League on notice for the Colonials, Case.
I think it will, but you got to talk about the other basketball team as well. We're going to talk about them right now because the women's basketball team has also been absolutely fantastic in their last few games. 3 wins in a row, all on the road, all against teams above them in the Horizon League. But then last night they took on the Wright State Raiders at home in a big matchup. They've lost their last 3 games of the last 2 years against Wright State, but this one going for 4 wins in a row. Let's see how the women's basketball team did in their matchup last night. Another Horizon League game in this one. right here. You can see Wright State. That one was 74-53 win. That one was a huge win. Maya Murray was fantastic. And then you can see in these past 3 games as well, Youngstown State above them. They get that road on the win. First road win versus YSU since 2006. I was only alive for 3 years at that point. Then you've got away at Oakland, another great game. Detroit Mercy, another great game. Season high in points, 77 points. This is a team that overall in the season was averaging 59 points a game. And you can see it has been fantastic right here. Longest Horizon League win streak in program history over this 4-0 run. And everything on offense right now is clicking for this Colonials team. It's the best it's ever looked. Coach McCabe finally has her team of full new faces, of transfers, freshmen. It is all coming together, Amir.
And it is. And you want to see one statistic that really stands out to me? The 45.7% three-point percentage. We saw that last night, Case, with Caitlin Chomko.
Chomko was
insane from the three-point line.
She was fantastic. She had so much confidence, and every shot she made, you could see that confidence building. You could see, there was a play last night where you just weren't sure what was happening. It seemed like pretty congested. Chomko gets the ball at the top of the yard, step back 3, and bang, that one was good.
Great.
A great chemistry play for another Chomko 3 where Isis Grady had a nice double move, drives inside, passes back out to Chomko, who had great space, and bang, another 3. That was her 4th 3 of the game. And it was just a fantastic game last night. And enough can't be said about Maya Murray as well, filling in for Danny Volotich.
Maya Murray has been doing a phenomenal job filling in for Danny Volotich. You know, Danny Volotich is that team's heart and soul. You can hear her on the sideline yelling. She's on the court giving her all. And that team has been missing that. And Maya Murray was showing that, hey, she stepped up to the role. It's a next man up situation right there. And I think Maya Murray is doing phenomenal.
Well, after these 4 wins in a row, Amir, with this offense coming together, let's look right now at the standings in the Horizon League for the women.
Now, if you look at this, the Colonials are hanging in there. They're middle of the pack, 5-7 in conference. But that is that's the kicker right there. You think that, oh, they're middle of the conference, they're not going to be able to compete with these teams. But look, they beat Oakland. They're ahead of them in the standings. I think that is a huge win.
They just beat Detroit Mercy as well. Youngstown State was ahead of Robert Morris as of last night. Robert Morris gets that win. They move ahead, and now Robert Morris, who was just, a couple weeks ago, a bottom tierish team in the Horizon League, now they find themselves right in the dogfight that's going to be fighting for the 4 through 7 spots because right now it's looking like, for sure those top 2 are going to be tight and locked. But what's going to be really interesting is tomorrow night, I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, it's going to be maybe the biggest game in Horizon League history for this women's basketball program. They play that first place Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons tomorrow, the 12-0 team. And so if RMU can win that game tomorrow, we'll talk about it a little bit later at the end of the show, then that's going to shake up the entire standings.
Oh, 100%. And you know what? I might even call it an upset right now. That would be huge. And like you said, this is the biggest game in Horizon League history for this team.
And
this is a statement game.
We're going to throw right over here to Chandler McCabe talking about her team after last night's win.
Yeah, the girls are ready for that matchup. We won every quarter, but the second quarter, they are very aware of that. One thing I will say we have to do better, just in general, moving forward, is turning the ball over. We have to take care of the basketball. If we scored 75 points on 21 turnovers, think about if we only had 15 or 14 turnovers. So, but we're excited about the matchup. I don't think there's many people that think we can beat them. And so we're going to go into the game like it's the most important game because it's the next game on the schedule. We're going to have a really good scout because our assistant coaches are the best in the country. And we're just going to have that fight mentality.
Yeah, she talks about that fighting mentality right there. She says that not many people think they're going to win, but right there, you just called a big upset, Amir.
I did for sure. And by the way that team played last night, I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think, one thing you have to talk about really, we keep saying that Maya Murray has filled in fantastic. I don't think it's no such coincidence. I think, with her in the center, it's been fantastic, a dominating force. She's been super efficient. So right now she's been really good. Tomorrow night, I think she'll be great again. And when Danny Volotich comes back, I think they could have a two-headed monster down
100%.
low.
100%. That's going to be like Shaq and Kobe right there with that duo.
It's going to be electric. And tomorrow night's game, you're not going to want to miss that one. It's going to be a very good game.
It will, and I can't wait to watch it. I cannot wait. Now, right here, we're going to talk about the sister of NBA star Jalen Suggs, Jenica Suggs. Now, she won the Horizon League Freshman of the Week, and I think she stepped up in a great role last week. she's got career highs in 2 games. So the first game, 6 points, first career high. Second game, she got 11 points, went 3 from 5 from the field, and this is what sticks out. She went 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. That's where I think the difference maker is with this Colonial team. If they can get it going from behind the arc, I think they will do great.
Another great point about Jenica Suggs, last night, she was the only Colonial to not score a point. Now you say, Casey, why is that a great point? She was fighting the entire game. You know, there was about 10 seconds left in the game last night when RMU, you know, they're up 30 points. The possession doesn't matter. She didn't get, they were trying to make a play for her to get her to score. She didn't score, but she gets a block with 5 seconds left to close out the game. She didn't score a point, but she shows drive the entire game no matter what. And that's a type of roster and type of mentality that Coach McCabe has built on this Colonials team.
And you know what, Casey? I think they're a scrappy team. I love watching this women's team play. You know, you got Jada Lee. She's scrappy. She kind of reminds me of Luella Alana, you know, having that height and being able to shoot, being able to drive, and being small. They're fearless. I love it. And that's what I love about this Colonials team. They're fearless, and I think that shows.
Yeah, it's just a great few weeks in general for Colonials basketball. But coming up right after this, we're going to talk a little bit of hockey, and a little bit later in the show, we've got a special segment from assistant producer Josh Woodman. He's going to be giving you some of his New Year's resolutions for the Colonials. We'll see you right after this.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
Wait! Not in the toilet!
No, don't do that. No.
Don't hit your brother! Ooh!
Not again.
I tell you about playing in the mud.
Raffy, not so close to the pool. Wait!
Frankie, Tabby, what are you doing? We told you never to touch the gun!
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
You could have hurt yourself!
Safely store your guns, unload, lock, and away from ammo.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Well, right before the break, I said we're going to be talking about a little bit of hockey in this winter season. So, Amir, I'm just going to get started with you. We got some men's hockey action right now.
Yes, we do. And the Colonials took on Canisius, the team from up in Buffalo. We can't wait to see what they had in store for us. So here in the first period, we have Canisius with the puck in their zone. We're passing the puck around, and then there is a goal about halfway through the first period. We have Grant Porter, who capitalized on a power play opportunity, which put the Golden Griffins up 1-0.
Yeah, RMU just found themselves on the back end right there, and a quick slap shot, and they're down 1-0.
And look, and here's the thing. Canisius has been on the power play twice in the first period. That cannot happen. And this is where I think is the issue. Right here. Hey, here's a great stop by Coy Kokendorfer. He has been doing a phenomenal job this season stopping the puck.
Yeah, chasing the shadow of Chad Veltri, but Kokendorfer has done his best.
And right here, we have Canisius in the zone, and they're going to score again to go up 2-0 within the second period. That was a great goal from Canisius, and I'll have to admit it. But you can't deny the effort of Kokendorfer. Now, here we go. They're on the blue line. He's going. He scores right there. Kokendorfer almost had the save, but he wasn't there in time.
I mean, you can't leave someone open on the back post like that if you're RMU.
And here we go again. Within 2 minutes, Canisius scores again. Not on the power play, but again. They had a little odd man rush going on there, and it seems like the Colonials are down and out. But
they're just getting outsped and outworked.
And right here, the Colonials are on the power play, looking to make a change. And right here, we have Walter Zacher going coast to coast to score a goal for Canisius.
I mean, he just went right through there. Ankara Messi, if you know soccer, that was unbelievable, going through the entire defensive line of Canisius. What a goal right there to put RMU a little bit.
You know what they say, Casey, the worst lead in hockey is a 3-year lead, and it shows right here as RMU is trying to claw back. And now right here, Canisius is on the power play again, going through the zone, odd man rush going on here. And there is another goal by Canisius, and they take the lead, and they won the game.
RMU's got caught too many times on the power play in this one. The defense on pretty much all those goals was just struggling to get back. It wasn't even, it was good movement from Canisius, but it wasn't like good movement that opened a chance. It was RMU just sluggishly getting back to and set into positions.
And I like how you said sluggish because they looked sluggish on the penalty kill, Casey. You cannot have a sluggish penalty kill and expect to stop a team like Canisius. In order to kind of work around that, they need to play harder on those penalty kills and do better with the special teams.
But after that loss, let's see how they look in the standings right now. You can see in the Atlantic hockey standings right now, they find themselves 4th from the bottom, 6-10-2 in conference. Now, you may think, this is not a good season, this second season back after the program being cut, but you wouldn't be surprised because it's actually on track to be an improvement. Last year in conference, Robert Morris only had 7 wins, but with 8 games left, they already have 6 wins. So right now, even if it ends up being slow and steady progress over these next few years, right now, even though it looks down and out for the Colonials, there are signs there that this team is getting better and can still get better, Amir.
And Casey, that's interesting you said that because they are a really young team. And earlier this year, I had the chance to talk with Coach Schooley about the team, and he said there's going to be growing pains because of how young this team is. And now I'll give it about 2 or so years, and this team will be great, Casey. They're just in a really competitive division, and I'll say, I had a spark of hope when they went and swept Miami of Ohio. They are like the LSU of college hockey, and I love to see us beat up on them.
Yeah, Amir, but we got to throw it over to the women's side. Let's look at the women's hockey standings right now.
And to keep it brutally honest, Casey, they're struggling right now. 2-10 in conference play, 8-17-3 overall. This team just is not playing so well right now. I mean, they have a big series coming up against Penn State this weekend, who is 14-0 in conference play. They are a powerhouse. And to be honest, Casey, RMU, they're not looking too hot right now.
Yeah, Penn State's the number 8 team in the country at the current moment. I mean, they had that RMU had that miraculous win against Penn State last season. But right now, as I said with the men's team, they're making progress. The women's team, on the other hand, it seems like they're losing a bit of progress from last year. I mean, 9 points on the year right now. Let's keep looking at their struggles, though, across the board. It's just been a tough time this season for the Colonials. It's just all around. It's just they haven't gotten it done. You can see these in-season struggles. 2-10-2 overall. They are just not finding what they need to do, especially on offense. Offense has been pretty poor. Defensive-wise, you can see most in AHA for Allison Herbert on her block. She's got 86. So around there, Maggie Hatch has been pretty good in net, but overall, it's mostly the offense that's really struggling.
And this is what's interesting to me, Casey. The Colonials have a negative 52 goals against, average, not goals against average, but, a bad goal differential. And that's the part that kills them right there. You can't, have 51 goals scored and give up 103.
Having such a negative goal differential, it's just you're
it's
never
a killer.
You're not only are you never going to win, you're never going to even be in contention for any games whenever you just have to score, and that's how it works. But Amir, we're going to throw it over. We got some preseason polls coming out. Men's lacrosse, big sport on campus. Lots of transfers coming in, and their preseason poll came out. Let's take a look at that, and you can see I said big sport on campus. They are number 1 on the NEC preseason poll, Amir.
And to be quite honest with you, I believe they should be number 1. And you know why? Last year they showed. You have David Burr out there. He is phenomenal. He led the team in goals last year. Even though they lost a little bit of star power last year because of graduating seniors, I still think they're able to pull up and be good right here in the NEC.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting season. You see at the top of the standings, will RMU win a championship this year in lacrosse? We will see. But coming after this, I said it before, Josh Woodman will be joining the show to give his New Year's resolution for Colonial Sports in 2025. And of course, a little bit later, it's top 5 plays. We'll see you right after this.
The death of George Floyd, who died in police custody Monday night.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation. It's going to take more than just us, you know, as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to help us make a change, because it just can't be us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Next up, we have Josh Woodman here to talk about his New Year's resolutions. Take it away, Josh.
That's right, guys. It's a new year for us here at Colonial Sports Center, but that also means the dawn of a new season for some teams too. Sports like men's and women's lacrosse are gearing up to start their season in just a couple days. Meanwhile, softball is still waiting for the weather to warm up, and we'll talk about a little bit of some of the sports who will have to wait until next fall to see the field again. Starting off with women's lacrosse, who began their season in just under 2 weeks against crosstown rivals Duquesne. With the new season comes new opportunities, and something the reigning MAC champs will want to do is shore up their non-conference record. There's no doubt on the potential of the team in conference and come playoffs, but last season the Colonials recorded just 1 win out of 10 non-conference games. Sure, some of those opponents like Pitt, Boston College, and Ohio State are going to be tough matchups no matter what year it is, but if Courtney Grove wants to get back-to-back in the MAC, then it'll have to start in the games outside of the conference. Moving on to their male counterparts, after men's lacrosse saw a dismal end to their time in the ASUN Conference last season, the team jumped ship back to the NEC where they've had many good years. This seems to be the consensus around the league too, as the NEC preseason rankings had the Colonials at the top spot. RMU has won back-to-back championships in the NEC as recently as 2018 and 2019, but will for sure be looking to add to that this season. So what's their resolution? They've got to live up to their potential. Do what's being predicted. It's been some up and down seasons in the ASUN, but now you're back to the NEC where you have a history of success. It's time to get back to winning ways. Next up is softball, who had a pretty miraculous end to their season last year after making the Horizon League tournament as the 5th seed and making it to the final 3 before bowing out. Now though, the Colonials will have some spots to fill, most notably in their pitching rotation. The Colonials definitely didn't have their best season in the pitching category, but also weren't statistically the worst. Now though, standout pitcher Jane Garver is gone, and the Colonials will need another quick hand to back up Madison DeVault and Jamie Hardy. Caitlin Molatoris got a couple games under her belt last season, but it's unknown whether the sophomore is ready to be a consistent starter. RMU already sought for another answer in the transfer portal with Madeline Coleman from Howard, but the rotation does seem to be a mystery, and it should be the #1 priority to figure out who the perfect third will be. While all those teams are gearing up for a new season, off-season prep is underway for most of the fall sports. Football in particular may be in the most interesting point. Starting quarterback Anthony Chickert graduated and entered the transfer portal, and standout wide receiver Noah Robinson also entered the portal. And a large portion of RMU's great defense is also graduating. While players new and current will step up to fill those holes, the quarterback position, which is arguably the most important and difficult position in sports, will need to be filled, and there isn't a lot of experience that's trusted on the bench. I think if you're Bernard Clark and the RMU football team, trust in your abilities and budding talent that's been evolving at Joe Walton Stadium and go after one of the local pieces of talent from the area. The Pittsburgh area has a plethora of quarterbacks who haven't committed yet, and go out and find your next ticket and develop him into your next 4-year starter. That's all I have for you guys tonight. To see if any of these teams fulfill their resolutions or fall short, be sure to stay up to date with Colonial Sports Center every week and follow all of our articles on RMU Century Media. Back to Casey and Amir.
Josh, you're as charismatic as always. Thanks for that one. And right after this, it's our top 5 plays on Colonial Sports Center, so you'll want to stick around for that one right here after the break.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. We're going right into our first top 5 plays of the year for Colonial Sports Center. Right here, we've got women's basketball against Cleveland State, and Sabua right there gets down and dirty on the layup down low. You can see right here, drives right inside, right through, charges up, and gets it to go. What a move and what a score from a player who's been getting lots more minutes, Amir.
And number 4, we're taking it right back to the ice, Casey. We're going here around the horn for a Tanner Klimke goal. Casey, this is a phenomenal play. All the players are passing the puck around. We have Gabriel Lund and Cam Garvey assisting Tanner Klimke right here in the third period against Holy Cross. Casey, I think this is an amazing play right here.
Great spacing, great passing, absolute perfect chemistry from the Colonials. Now moving on to number 3, we're on to men's basketball. It's DJ Smith. He's going to give it over to Ryan Prather for 3. No good, but bang! What a put-back dunk. Oh my goodness, Ishmael Platt. Oh, what have you done right here? Off the rim, off the backboard, and from outer space.
And we're keeping it right on the hardwood. We're going right up 376 to Youngstown State. It's the end of the game. We have not 1.5 seconds, but Cam Woods goes coast to coast to win the game. And you look up in the crowd, you'll see me and all the boys out there cheering on the Colonials. And guess what? Youngstown could not capitalize on a late game half-court shot.
Electric winner right there. I mean, you know, you see winning half-court shots all the time, but how about a winning slam layup? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was a teaser on that one, but lays it up for the winner. Now on number 1, I was talking about some slams right there and it got a little crossed up. But right here, you can see almost a cross up right there coming in. Men's basketball, it's against Northern Kentucky. RMU, you know they love playing against any Kentucky team. As right here, it's going to be Josh Omajafo with no regards for human life. Oh my goodness, the stare down from the floor after he knows what he's just done. Bang! Oh, you could feel it from upstairs with that one. You can see right here, look at this, Amir. Boom! Oh, that deserves 5 big booms. But guess what? Even though it's number 1 play, and you just saw a dunk right there, oh, he wasn't done. He wasn't done, Amir. He's coming away on the fast break. Right here, the next. Boom! Oh, Josh Omajafo, 2 plays in a row. Amarian Dickerson cannot believe what he just saw, and neither can I. Our number 1 plays is Josh Omajafo, and what a top 5 of the week, Amir.
I think all those plays were amazing. Basketball, hey, they did a hell of a job.
Yep. But tomorrow, watch that women's basketball game for sure. The biggest game in Horizon history for the women's basketball team against Purdue Fort Wayne. Thank you for joining us for Colonial Sports Center. Happy 2025, everyone. We'll see you all next week.